Dubai Autodrome in the UAE for the fourth round of the UAE National Race Day Series. So far this season, the series has been going from strength to strength, with the number of competitors bigger than ever before. The series features three distinctive categories of racing, including the Yellow Hat UAE Touring Car Championship, the UAE Sport Bike Championship, and the Gulf Radical Cup. This weekend, the racing takes place on the shorter 2.46-kilometre club circuit, one of 6 different configurations possible at Dubai Autodrome. First up this weekend is the Gulf Radical Cup. It's been a good start to the 2008-2009 season, with more and more competitors taking up the challenge.
Barry, we're coming to midway through the season. How's it been so far?
Very good. I mean, we've had a really good time. The drivers, you know, there's some new drivers, they're getting the hang of things. Some of the more experienced guys are going faster, so it's hotting up.
A quick look at the championship standings so far this season, and in Class A it's John Stanley who tops the group, just ahead of Bassam Cromfleet. There's little between the two drivers, and it will be a brave person who puts their money on one or the other at this stage. And the last UAE National Race Day certainly bears testament to that. A gearbox problem for John Stanley in race 1 resulted in business as usual for Bassam Cromfleet as he cruised to his 4th victory of the season. But race 2 was a different matter. 3/4 of the way through the race, and it looked like it was going to be another win for Bassam. But a combination of back markers and perhaps a little complacency opened the door for John Stanley, who raced ahead to steal victory at the finish line. Meanwhile, a look at the table for Class C SR3s, and it's Fahad Al Ghassabi who's out in front, ahead of Fawaz Al Ghassabi in 2nd place, and the partnership of Andrew Lemon and Kevern McShine in 3rd. At just 16 years of age, it's been a dream start for the youngster Fahad Al Ghassabi, winning every race so far this season. Racing alongside Fahad in the Class C SR3s is his father, Fawaz Al Ghassabi. It's a unique scenario, with Fawaz enjoying some amusing insights into what separates the two drivers on the track.
I think, you know, being young, you don't have the fear that we have with families and children around us. I guess he's fearless, and that helps in racing. You need to have, I don't know if I can say the word, but you know what I'm talking about. So.
On to the racing then, and a reduced field this weekend with Bassam Cromfleet opting to race in the Class C SR3s.
Yeah, that makes it very interesting this weekend, because he normally races in SR8, but the other guys in his class are not here this weekend, so he's in Class C, and in fact all the cars are in Class C this weekend. So what we'll find is that Fahad Al Ghassabi, who's won all of the races so far in his class, is now going to have the competition of Bassam Cromfleet. So it'll be very interesting to see how those guys get on this weekend.
It's a move that's created quite a stir amongst the rest of Class C field, and perhaps most notably with the championship leader Fahad Al Ghassabi.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the competition. You know, before it's been quite lonely on the track, so now I'm looking forward to a tight race.
So plenty of pre-race tension, and come the race, neither disappointed. Both drivers got off to a good start, with Cromfleet pulling ahead, but Al Ghassabi wasn't to be outdone and kept Cromfleet within his sights for much of the race. But in the end, the pace and experience of Bassam Cromfleet proved too much for the young Al Ghassabi, and it was Cromfleet who crossed the finishing line first, with Fahad having to settle for 2nd. Unfortunately, race 2 wasn't quite so closely contested. A bad start for Fahad let Bassam get away, and the young driver spent much of the race carving his way through the field. But ultimately, Al Ghassabi had no answer for Cromfleet and finished 2nd once again. For anyone else, 2 second-place finishes may have been a good day, but for Fahad, this was a new experience.
Yeah, I think I've learned a lot. You know, I need to up my pace a bit. I have a lot to learn still, and hopefully I'll come back stronger next weekend for it's another great race.
Fahad's been sort of untouchable this season in his class, so it was quite satisfying to go in and basically beat him. So.
Meanwhile, it was a good drive for the Trinidad and Tobago-born driver Kevern McShine. 4 podium finishes this season see him lying in 3rd place in the championship.
It's the first time I've been in the car since just before Christmas of last year, so just getting back into it, the feel of it. We've managed to qualify 4th, so that was quite good for the first attempt this year.
With Bassam Kronfli and Fahad Al-Ghassabi out in front, both races proved to be a tough contest for 3rd place between McShine and Humaid Al Masood. The 2 drivers went head-to-head for most of the race, with little separating the 2 and swapping positions throughout. In the end, it was a hair-raising finish in race 1, with McShine crossing the line just 100ths of a second ahead of Al Masood. Race 2 proved to be a similar battle, with positions swapping several times once again. But this time it was Al Masood who managed to stay ahead of McShine, crossing the finish line 2.5 seconds in front to take 3rd place. So, confirmation of the final results in race 1. It was Bassam Kronfli who took 1st place ahead of Fahad Al-Ghassabi, with Kevern McShine in 3rd. 4th was Humaid Al Masood. Race 2 was almost a copy of race 1, with Bassam Kronfli once again taking top spot, with Al-Ghassabi 2nd and Humaid Al Masood in 3rd. 4th place went to Kevern McShine. So a great day's racing for the Radical drivers, and plenty more action left this season. Time for us to take a short break now, but when we come back, we'll have all the action from the UAE Sport Bike Championship. Don't go away. Welcome back. We're at the Dubai Autodrome in the United Arab Emirates for race day 4 of the UAE National Race Day Series. Next up is the UAE Sport Bike Championship. It's been a thrilling season so far for the sport bike competitors. The 2008-2009 season saw the introduction of a new 1000cc class, with many of last season's top 600cc riders opting to move up to the bigger bikes. A quick look at the championship standing so far sees veteran Rod Scott head the field ahead of Indian rider Juzar Motiwala. In 3rd place, it's Saudi rider Abdulaziz Bakr. 4th, Adrian Mumby, and 5th, Grant Yake. But there's not much separating the top 4, and there's plenty of racing left ahead. Race day 3 proved to be a tough day for regular competitors, with the introduction of 2 new riders, Bahraini Meshal Al-Naimi and South African Arushan Moodley. Both riders set a blistering pace in qualifying and went on to dominate both the day's races, finishing 1st and 2nd respectively. Abdulaziz Bakr was the best placed regular rider, managing a 3rd place in both races. Back to this weekend, and Arushan Moodley is back racing once again on the Aprilia RSV. Moodley is the current South African Superbike champion and undoubtedly favourite for the top step of the podium this weekend.
Arushan back in Dubai for another race day. Now, the last race day out was pretty good for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. You know, the Aprilia is working well, and yesterday we were quickest in practice, so I hope to keep the momentum and do a double win. We'll see what happens.
Aside from Moodley, one rider who's been consistently on the pace this season is the Indian Juzar Motiwala. So far this season, he's found himself on the podium in almost every race.
So what are you hoping for this afternoon?
Well, I just have my fingers crossed just to be running consistent and, you know, not making mistakes as we did at the start of the season. So that's what I'm trying to look forward, you know, consistency, you know, to be very consistent and to be in that first 3 place.
Another rider who's enjoying the 1000cc machines is Grant Yake. Late delivery of his new Suzuki GS-XR 1000 meant that Grant had to start this year's championship in the 600cc class, and this weekend marks only his 2nd outing on the new 1000cc bike.
Grant, perhaps safe to say a bit of a mixed season so far?
Yeah, again, I mean,